Oh wow, there are so many plot holes in this story. Not to mention all the crazy things that we obviously know are not scientifically possible these days, but hey, here we go. We got Brave and the Bold, number 155 from 1979. This is Batman and Green Lantern, which of course this is obviously the reason I wanted this. Back off, GL. This alien's my prisoner. No way, Batman. He's going to face the Guardian's justice. A battle of the stars. The prize is the fugitive from two worlds. All right, so in this comic book, we see that in the beginning, there's an earthquake. I don't know how Batman's going to do anything about it. I swear they said Metropolis at first, and then they switched to Gotham. So moments later, he's going into a lab. Why is he going into the lab? Why is he talking to a scientist? Why is Batman involved in investigating this? He investigates crimes. This is an earthquake. This is something that seismologists would deal with. And he's talking about a Richter scale. What's a Richter scale? A Richter scale is a scale that expresses magnitude of an earthquake or other seismic disturbances. Whoa. And inquiring minds want to know. So they have an earthquake, and they're on a bedrock, so they're not used to earthquakes in this city. And see, it says right here, and below the teeming metropolis. So metropolis is not the name of the city like I thought it was at first. It's just, you know, a reference to what kind of city we're talking about here. Is it a small city, a big city, or a metropolis? So evidently Gotham is a metropolis. So Batman goes under the earth somehow. He goes all over the place. How does he get from here, there, and everywhere? Scrapings in the rock indicate that there's a rock of considerable size was here, but has been moved quite recently. All right, so first off, he took a picture of the rock. Why anybody would take a picture of the rock, who knows? And look at the photo I took of the rock. I couldn't believe it. It was glowing. Glowing, and that's probably a meteorite. Yes, because only meteorites glow, not phosphoric stones or anything else, just meteorites. You know, I kind of wish that all these guys that did these books had to take a science class, at least in high school. Anyway, so we got Batman. Now he's finding Earth or alien footprints, and then he's going up to the tower, and somehow or another, it's just too many things that are impossible for him to do. So he teleports to the tower, and then the tower happens to have, you know, camera footage of the event. Just happens to have it, you know, just happens to have it. It's just crazy. It's like, how many loopholes are we going to have here? This is insane. So he just happens to know where this alien is from. He just happens to find out where it is. And then, of course, during the meantime, the Guardians of the Galaxy, which would make more sense that they would know about it, they're going to go after the guy, too, for stealing a rock. Because, golly gee, stealing rocks it's a crime. So they're going to go after him and put him on trial. Batman's like, no, he's mine. He's going to Earth to be put on trial. I can just see it now. You're going to put an alien on trial, and that's not going to freak people out. Yeah, right. So they're fighting over, but they decide they're going to work together. I thought they were going to arm wrestle. They're going to work together, but they in their heads are going, no, I'm not going to work with him. So Batman, when they get to the planet, I skipped a page here because I'm trying to do this with one hand. They go to the planet, and Wonder Woman's there with Hostess Twinkies. Oh wait, no, that's not it. These guys who are evidently the same race, but they look completely different. They look kind of yummy, to be honest with you. Like, I expect to see Oompa Loompa come out and say something about them being a mushroom that you can eat. But anyway, Batman gets attacked by two guys who he actually understands their language, not in the presence of Green Lantern, whose ring gives him that ability. No, Batman just happens to understand these aliens' language. There's another loophole. And while he's out, they have the same, MO as a normal person on Earth would be. He's unconscious. Some manhunter. He had a little chance, as little a chance of finding Trival's research station as the desert sands of turning to real gold. Oh, that's his clue. He's going to go to the golden sands. Like Batman knows the geography and he just knows. He just happens to know where these places are. Here's the thing I want to know. Is Batman going to stand trial for this? So he gets Luke Skywalker's land speeder. Well, it's not Luke Skywalker's, but it's pretty darn close. You could tell this was made after Star Wars. He steals it. He doesn't borrow it. He says, I had to break the law and borrow this rocket. Okay, Batman, you're breaking the law. You're going after a guy for stealing a rock. And now you're stealing a car, a vehicle from another person. Two wrongs don't make a right, Batman. You're not leading a good example for the rest of us. he's going to borrow. If he was really borrowing it, he would just ask the people. Anyway, here he is in that little land speeder going across the desert. Not at all Star Wars-like. He happens to just find it. He just finds the lab. And then he knows how to get into this alien lab after about 5 pages of ads. He just happens to know how to get into this lab. He just, there's a locking mechanism like on Earth, but... And then while the guy's laying there, he jumps up and tries to choke Batman because he's defending himself. Because he basically, Batman broke another law here. He's breaking and entering without any kind of, he doesn't have an arrest warrant. He doesn't have any papers. He has nothing, and he's out of his jurisdiction. So, wow, there's so many things wrong with this comic book. All right. Okay, so while he's there, the Green Lantern just happens to follow him because, it's a big planet, but, whatever. So he's like, well, no, he's going back to Earth. No, he's not. He's going back to, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Checkmate. He has a yellow laser to block his green beam. I would be pissed off if I was Green Lantern after that, especially after he knocked him out like this. It's like, so you think you got a way to figure out how to stop me? I would find a way to get around Batman doing that. I wouldn't. How does anybody trust Batman? He seems like such a jerk. He's not working things out civilly. He's got a yellow thing to stop Green Lantern's green ring, but also he punches him out. Like you couldn't just gas him or throw a pill at him or some kind of explosive gas pill thing, whatever. That utility bell's got nothing that can knock out Green Lantern without punching him. Man, Batman's a jerk. I'm telling you right now, I can't get over that. So here's his head, which looks something like the other guy's heads. I don't know, maybe it's just a different, race on that planet of different color change things, whatever. Well, anyway, he's taking him back to the ship, and he's like, no, I know, the black is one. What does that mean? So he's like, no, I don't want to live, not if it must face the shame, the horror. No, you fool, you'll kill us both. So he's trying to jump out the side of the... How he knows how to get out of there, I don't know. And he's going to try to jump out of the ship. Well, I guess I do know, because Batman, once again... He didn't take his own ship. Guess what? He stole one of their ships. Batman is a freaking thief. He steals a car, steals a ship. What is there anything that Batman won't do? And how does he know how to fly this alien spaceship? Wow, it's just crazy. And then while he's fighting, all of a sudden here comes the Green Lantern Corps. Corpse. Oh well. Anyway, and of course they're going to beat Batman, take him back because I guess that yellow laser only works on Green Lantern 1. He doesn't work on the other Green Lanterns. Or Hal Jordan, I should say. But he wants to actually defend the guy because he thinks that he knows and understands. Now, how he figures all this out, he must be the world's greatest detective. But he figures out that somehow or another, the black phase of the moon is what causes him to... This is all scientific craziness. It's like when I was a kid and I watched that stupid Superman 4 movie, and he put the sun guy, or whatever his name is, on the dark side of the moon. Okay, the dark side of the moon means it's on the opposite side of the Earth. We always see one side of the moon, so the opposite side's called the dark side. It's not literally dark. It sees the sun half the year, or half of its life, just like the rest of the moon. So there's no literal dark side of the moon. So this dark moon, something, somehow or another, it does or doesn't affect him in space. There's no other way to get around except for this little rock. Why don't he just go to another planet if it's going to be some kind of phase of the moon that makes him turn into a split personality like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Anyway, he doesn't remember how to find the rock because it's gone. He just needed a sample from it. But, and the reason that when he went down to get the rock, the evil person came out. How he was affected by the moon on his planet while he was on Earth, beyond me. But so the evil guy wanted to take the whole thing. Evidently, the evil guy had no idea what it was used for. It's used to cure him. So he, while he was evil, he got rid of the rock. So he's like, well, Batman's like, well, I know how to figure this out. Where would I think I know where the Trivol hid the meteorite. You do? But how? In his evil phase, Trivol worshipped the black moon. He might have traveled, he might have done things he would least have expected him to do. Hide the meteorite on the black moon. Yeah, like I said, how do you know there's all this stuff? Yes, I'm beginning to remember. Try to hurry, Tribal. We will be running out of time for Gotham. So they go down, they get the meteorite, they take it back to Gotham right when they're having their worst tremor ever. And then here's another thing. It's like, oh, I'm about to run out of energy. I haven't done this thing for 24 hours. Okay, some of the things annoy me. I love old comic books, but at the same time, they annoy me is like there's an exact 24-hour limit on Green Lantern's charge on his ring. I have iPhones that can stay along. They can stay alive better than that. Number two, why is it 24 hours? Why isn't it some other time? Because is there 24 hours on every planet? I mean, some planets have, like, you never seen Star Trek where there's 29 hours a day on that one planet? Every planet doesn't have the same amount of time, and it's not 24. Even if they did increment in 24, parts of a total revelation. I keep forgetting which one it is. The sun, the Earth rotates around the sun. The Earth revolves around its axis. Okay, so revolve. So the Earth revolves around the sun in what we call 24 hours. But what if we cut somebody else's planet up into 24 time units of what it revolves? It won't be. I feel like Mr. Science here. It won't be the same number. It may be the same number of hours, but the hours are not the same length as the Earth hours. Anyway, it's another one of those things that I think is just ridiculous. But anyway, I know. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to enjoy this stuff. But whenever I became a nerd, like, it's hard to enjoy stuff when you're like, oh, that's scientifically impossible. So they get the rock, they put it back in place just in time to save everybody. And then, of course, they end up with a cracky little funny thing. Later, as Gotham cleans out after its near tragedy, so while the black moon, while on the black moon, you nullify the radiations that caused Trival's split personality. Without you three, I don't know what would have happened to Gotham. You mean without us four, Commissioner? You didn't count Trival's 2 personalities. Ha, 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 ha. Well, didn't you actually nullify that? It just gives me a headache thinking about it. So one of the things I do like about old comic books is this right here, Himbeck. Jor-El, how can you dance at a time like this? Krypton is exploding. Laura, please indulge me. One last tango on Krypton. Okay, sometimes I don't get them because it's probably a cultural thing and I was too young to even disco at the time. So I don't understand in 1979 what that means. One last tango on Krypton. I'm thinking it's a cultural reference to a song of that period, but I really don't know. My earliest memories of music goes back to listening to Disco Mickey Mouse and Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport, this record that my dad got me with COD. That's right, he bought it with Fish. Now it means cash on delivery. He bought me these records from my record player that played Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport. So a lot of fun old songs like that. They were just fun songs. I don't know a lot of... I do remember Time Keeps on Slipping into the Future. I loved that song when I was a kid. And I did love Shake Your Booty. Shake, shake, shake. Do, 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 do. So what is this one about? One last tango on Krypton. The closest thing I could think of is Last Dance with Mary Jane, but that was way later. All right, well, if you guys got an idea, let me know. Let's go with The Answer Man. I think I'll make a short of The Answer Man. How about that? Because you guys have been tortured enough by listening to me. But thank you for hanging in here for 13 minutes, 40, 13 minutes, 45, 13. Thank you for hanging in here. Have a great day.